Hello, dear students. Good morning to all of you. I hope all of you have better understand the previous accounting principles and conventions as we have discussed it in previous classes. So now let's taking the previous classes in brief. As I have started the previous class, that was the definition of accounting principle, in which I have already told you that accounting principle means a set of guidelines through which each and every accountant has to maintain its terminologies. And we have discussed in the previous classes regarding separate entity concept or business entity concept, money measurement concept, going concern concept, and consistency concept. We have already discussed these concepts in the previous class. Now today we will start ahead the rest of the accounting concept. So first of all, now we have to start dual aspect concept. Dual means double, two types or two-sided concept, it is also known. Two-sided accounting terms are maintained over here. In this concept emphasizes that this concept, also known as equivalence concept, signifies that every business transaction has twofold effects, or every transaction affects at least two accounts. This concept is in fact the base on which double entry system of bookkeeping is based. Under this concept, as it is clearly mentioned that whenever any transaction held in the business, it always impact on two terms. Suppose that if we are going to purchase goods for cash, then in the point of seller, in the point of businessman, it will affect on two terms. First, when they sell the goods to anyone, the stock of the goods will decrease. And second, if the goods are sold for cash, the amount of cash will increase in the business. So business, now you were thinking, what about credit transaction? Yes, in the case of credit transaction, stock of goods will decrease if it is sold. Then that person become a kind of debtor for the business, which will pay the amount in future. And debtors is a kind of assets, as we have already discussed about the debtors in accounting terminologies. So it will also impact on two terms. So each and every transaction creates effect on two sides or two terms. If one term is debit, then second term is going to be credited. Or if one or it it is only identical, that it will impact only on two items. It may be impact more than on two items, but at least it will affect on two terms. So if one term is debited, another term will be automatically credited. And due to this debit and credit, and due to this double-sided effect, we often use to maintain double entry system of bookkeeping. Under the bookkeeping, we study the terms of debit and credit. We study the term of double entry system. So in simple sense, or in simple way, we can say this is the dual aspect concept, which always impact on two terms or two items in each and every case of the transaction. And due to effect on two terms, two items, one item is going to be debited and second item is going to be credited. Next is accounting period concept. As we have already discussed going concern concept, and under this concept it was clearly mentioned that no one can bind the existence of the business. No one can imagine that when the business will wind up. If a company has been started by anyone, or if a company is going to be started, it is quite impossible to assure, or it is quite impossible to fix the period of wind up. In case of voluntary winding up, it can be wind up at any time. But if the business is running successfully, as we know, we wind up any kind of business. Wind up means close. We wind up any kind of business in the situation of loss, or in the situation of uninterested part of the business. If the business terms are not interesting, if the business is too much boring and not getting much more profit, if the business is not more beneficial in context of other, or if the business is being the reason of continuous loss, then we always want to switch off from that business, and in that case we try to wind up of that business. But have you heard anywhere that a business is running successfully and someone has wound up his own business? No, not at all. So if the business is going successfully, if the business is running successfully, then they make the business continue. The existence of business remain continue. And in that condition, if the business is continue, then each and every business enterprise want to know what is the position and situation of profit in the business. And if the business is getting profit, what is the amount, and how it can be accelerated more and more, and the profit earning capacity can be increased in number of times. So for this purpose, each and every business enterprise maintains accounting period concept, and due to this accounting period concept, each and every business enterprise maintain books of accounts annually. As we are studying in school, we prepare our notes, copies and books. We always used to buy the books and copies annually. Annually means, suppose that if you are in 11, if you are in 10, after 10 you will be in 11, then you will have to wind up your 10th copies and books. Now you have to purchase new copies and books, and you have to make the notes, and you have to buy the books for new session. And as you pass the 11, you will shift it to 12. Again at the end of accounting year, again at the end of your academic year, you have to prepare yourself, and there the evaluation will held. And for evaluation of the student, as we know that each and every student has to pass their annual examination. They have to score good in annual examination, and this annual examination will ensure that the what is the level of the students, they are doing well or not. So certification is going to be provided by the schools after the annual examination, as you all will get after 10th examination and after 11th and 12th examination. So books of you are also maintaining your books of accounts, you are also maintaining your notes, you are also studying, and we all are following accounting period concept. And due to accounting period concept, we make annual discussion, we make annual evaluation of each and everything. In the field of accounting, accounting period concept helps to maintain the books of accounts annually, because each and every businessman wants to know whether the business is profitable or not. And if the business is profitable, then what is the real quantity of the net profit or net loss, so that they can take the future decision for growth and development of the business, and how a business can be expanded. On the basis of this accounting period concept, they can only take the decision for its expansion. This is the accounting period concept which helps to identify the situation and position of the business each and every year, and this is the accounting period concept which helps to make a comparative study of the business in context of the previous year. So as in simple way we can say that in accounting period concept, each and every business enterprise maintains its books and accounts annually, so that they can know about the real position of the business each and every at the end of each and every year, so that they can take the appropriate decision for growth and development of the business, and in what field the correction is required. Now next concept is cost concept. This cost concept is also known as historical cost concept. Historical cost concept. Under this accounting principle, as we have already discussed it in previous accounting principles which we have studied, that long life of business, due to long life of business or due to continuity of the business, each and every business enterprise maintains, or each and every business enterprise record fixed assets at its cost price. Cost price means the price which is paid for acquiring them. But as I have already discussed regarding it, that not only that price for its for acquiring the particular fixed assets, but also it will include all those expenses which incurred at the time of acquisition of particular assets. Suppose that we have purchased particular assets, fixed assets for rupees 1 lakh, and we spent rupees 10,000 for its carriage and establishment. Then the cost of particular assets will be rupees 1,10,000, and in books of accounts rupees 1,10,000 will be recorded as fixed assets cost, but not rupees 1 lakh. And at the time of charging depreciation, we will have to charge depreciation on rupees 1,10,000, but not on rupees 1 lakh. So even though whenever business is continue and each and every year we are charging depreciation, even though if the depreciation is going to be charged, and due to charging the depreciation the face value of that particular assets is decreasing continuously, but still that price will be known as the cost of that particular assets, or the book value will be assumed as the cost of particular fixed assets, and in the books of accounts only that cost will be recorded. Now next term is full disclosure concept. As it is clear with its name, full disclosure means we have to record each and every terms, we have to give the explanation while preparing, while maintaining books of accounts of the business, so that user of the accounting information can access each and every information which they required from the books of accounts. Suppose that if any transaction held, like if a business enterprise sold goods to any other person on credit, then at the time of sales and while maintaining books of accounts, they have to record each and every transaction like date, sequence of transaction, and the mode of the payment. If the mode of the payment is check, then the number of check must be disclosed, and the check is related to which bank, this must be disclosed. If the payment is made through cash, then the amount of cash must be disclosed, and if the transaction is on credit, then the person to whom the goods have been sold, the name of the person must be disclosed. So due to this full disclosure concept, each and every terms are explained, and due to this full disclosure concept, we write the explanation in the particular column of journal. Next is realization concept. Under this concept, income is treated as being earned on the date on which it is realized. That is the date on which goods or services are transferred to the customer. Since this exchange of goods or services may be for cash or on credit, it is not important whether cash has actually been received or not. This concept emphasizes that if any credit transaction has occurred, if any credit transaction held in the business, but due to that transaction, if the business has to receive some amount, that amount will be assumed as source of income, whether this amount has been received or receivable. It means in this realization concept, we simply identify the source of income. We do not bother about whether it has been received or receivable. Simply we have to identify if the transaction has been made, if the source of income has been arised, whenever it will be receivable. If it will be receivable in next month or next year, it doesn't matter, but it will be counted as the income of the business on the same date when the transaction has taken place. So now dear students, I think for today these 5 concepts are sufficient. We will discuss the rest of the accounting concept or accounting principles in the next class, and you have to try it to understand it in better way. If any confusion arise, you can ask directly to me, because this is the concept. Without these concepts, we can't make a perfect accounting treatment. Thank you.